Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
Just hit me. We are such a mess. We're just a mess. That's it. All right, guys, we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habeeb. We got a great show for you today. If you want to call in, 570-530-8316. Beeb, let's get it started. DAZN. Johnny Fischer versus Dave Allen 2. Rematch. Dave Allen wins by 5th round KO over Johnny Fischer. Overall, the fight was pretty good. It was entertaining.
Very good fight. Yep.
The knockout was insane. If you guys didn't see this knockout, go watch this, because he was out before he hit the floor, man. Fischer was out cold before he hit the floor, and he hit it face first too, man.
Yeah, he face planted him.
I don't know why. Why in the world did that referee let it go on? Why? That was so brutal. Brutal.
I would have stopped it after the first knockdown. Like he had no, his legs were gone.
His legs were gone. His legs were completely toast, and he was like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and finish it up."
Yeah.
And dude smashed him. He couldn't. You could tell he couldn't protect himself.
No, he was done.
Yeah, he was done, man. I mean,
yeah,
he just
and
pasted.
You could tell those body shots were starting to take their toll. Yeah. Johnny Fischer is more of an outside fighter. He likes the distance and space. He doesn't like to fight up close. And David Allen loves to fight on the inside. He loves to lay his body on you. And he was heavy, and he was little muscling him on the inside. He was bodying him on the inside, and that was wearing Johnny Fischer out. And then you could also look at those body shots too. Like David Allen was starting to really lay in with those body shots, rip those body shots. And you could tell like Johnny Fischer was just, it was crazy how like he just slowed down significantly, like in that 5th round. You could see like he was just breaking down rapidly.
Yeah.
Rapidly in that one round. It was like shades of the last fight where he got off to a great start, and he got off to a great start again. I had him winning the first 4 rounds. He was boxing beautifully. He was cruising, right? And just he could not deal with that constant physicality of Dave Allen. And I had to go against my my normal rule of thumb here of never picking clinically obese fighters. Well, David Allen technically was clinically obese, 265, 6'3".
He didn't look clinically obese. What was he, 265, you said?
265, 6'3". He's clinically obese. The BMI
was pretty well. I mean,
the BMI of 33, man. We put him in the BMI
I agree. I agree. Obese. But he looked okay. He didn't look,
You doing checking him out?
It wasn't like a functional. I mean, it wasn't like a Jarrell Miller kind of. Speaking of checking you out, Big Texan, thank you so much, my friend.
Get it down.
Hello, Beeb. You look amazing as always with the smiling face with the hearts on it.
Get it right down.
Very nice. That's very Big Texan. Thank you so much. We look forward. Beeb looks forward to your messages every week.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on. What's the matter with you?
Please.
What's the matter with you? So, Beeb, we talked about this a little bit before the show here. Neither one of these guys are not titleists, right? Neither one of these guys are not contenders. But what I'm saying is, neither one of these guys, you're never going to see them in a contender-based fight, fighting for a. They're just, but who cares? It was a fun fight. I had never seen these guys before. I had never seen the first fight, never seen this fight, or never seen them fight before yesterday. And they were good. It was a fun, entertaining fight. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So
the first fight was really good too as well. So
Beeb, is that true? He said that Beeb said that everything is bigger in Texas. This is from boxing. Just saying. Just saying. Alex Bellotti, I told you all, Dave Allen boxes just like De La Hoya. Huh?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Hence the name Don Cancer De La Hoya. Did you give him that name? Because I don't think he boxes like De La Hoya at all.
Yeah. I don't think he's got that name because of that, but it's all right.
Yeah. Was that on? It says Omar said that's why it's on. He's been focusing on pro box fights.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a good fight. I think you know, we criticized the zone a lot, but they've actually been pretty decent this year so far.
Now listen, I wouldn't have wanted to paid for that fight.
No,
I wouldn't have paid for that fight.
No,
but it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Yeah, it was a good fight.
And these UK domestic level fights, they're different than the domestic level fights in the United States because these guys, they fight with a certain sense of national pride. There's a lot of patriotism. Yeah. Those European titles, those British titles, those Commonwealth titles, they have such a rich history. They've been around for so long that they mean a lot more than these NABF, NABO titles that we have here, the little regional belts we have here. So it's like it's a different ball game in the UK when it comes to these domestic level fights. And you see how these guys go out there and they lay it out all on the line. Yeah. Right? Lay it all out on the line.
MLO 860. This is a perfect point. This really is. He said in the UK, apparently you don't have to be a title holder and that's fine. The USA needs an established regional domestic scene. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? I think they ought to highlight more of this type of stuff. But Omar brought up the point about Pro Box, and that's why he watches, because there's a lot of like local,
Oh, I see where you're going. I see where you're going with that. Yeah, I apologize. I misunderstood what he said.
Yeah, why don't you just quit trashing him?
Back off a little bit, man.
Right?
A little too much caffeine.
What are you keyed up today for?
A little too much caffeine. That's all right.
A little too much caffeine. Yeah. So, like I said, man, it was a good fight. It was good. It was entertaining. Now you said there was I didn't see any other fights on that card. I just saw the main event, but that was about it.
Yeah, I was kind of skimming through the undercard. I wasn't really crazy about the undercard because I don't really follow, and I didn't know all those guys, so I was just kind of watching it, but not really intently. But
you know what's crazy is that we just talked about the nationalism in the UK. They're very prideful and everything like that.
Yes.
Why is it that like when a UK, like we've seen like American fighters get booed by like UK, you know what I mean? When they're fighting in the US and they're fighting like, say, a guy from Mexico, a guy from the UK, Inoue came over here. It's not uncommon for them to boo the USA guy. Like it's almost like, I don't understand.
I hate to say it, Eric.
I don't get it.
I don't even want to say this because it hurts me to say it. There's a lot of people that they don't love their country here.
Is it that? I mean,
I honestly,
as much as we claim to be patriots, you know what I'm saying?
You and I are different. We're older. Like this younger generation, like there's a lot of people, particularly the younger generation, they just don't love their country. Like I remember growing up, and it was just different. Like everyone loved, like so pro America. Now we see people rooting for other countries over our own, like siding with other countries. It's bizarre. Like Floyd Mayweather, for instance, more Americans wanted Pacquiao to win than Floyd Mayweather, and Mayweather's actually the American. That's no disrespect to Manny Pacquiao.
Was the crowd favorite?
Yes. Yes. So that just speaks to like where we're at right now. I mean, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, Andre Ward, Captain America, man, gold medalist, everything like that. We've seen him booed,
And then you have people calling him, like saying he's boring, saying they don't like him. I love Andre Ward.
Nothing boring about Andre Ward, man. That's for sure.
So,
nothing boring about Andre Ward. Best boxer. He was one of the best boxers. I tell you what, I'll go off on a limb here. I think he's one of the best boxers I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I think you go with Salvador Sanchez, Ricardo Lopez,
sure.
Andre Ward, for sure. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather,
absolutely.
Yeah, Chavez, all of them. I mean, yeah.
When you look at the super middleweight division, right, and you want to make a case for who was the best super middleweight of all time, it's like either Andre Ward and Joe Calzaghe is right there. Like Joe Calzaghe, I love Joe Calzaghe too, but I probably would have edged it. probably would have
I don't
edged it
know.
to Ward. I probably may have edged it to Ward because
Joe Calzaghe beat Bernard Hopkins and
Roy
Roy
Jones. Yeah. Yes.
Beat them both.
I was a huge Calzaghe fan.
I was
loved
too,
Joe
man.
Calzaghe.
And he's undefeated. He left undefeated, but so did Andre Ward.
Yeah. And they actually did a podcast together, Joe Calzaghe and Andre Ward. Andre Ward was in the UK a couple of weeks ago. They had a really good interview, man. It was really entertaining, really enlightening to watch that.
Yeah, Aaron Daly. You know what? I don't know. Aaron Daly says, "Why don't Mexicans claim Canelo?" I don't know. Now I know it's the same, but you know what though? I don't know. They like Marquez. They like Chavez. I don't know.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
What it was about Canelo that like I don't know.
Here's the thing: like Chavez, Marquez, Eric Morales, Marco Chuno Barrera. Up until the end of their careers, they were always wanted to fight the best. They were always in tough fights. And when you hear Canelo, and again, Canelo, it is what it is. He's in a position where he can do whatever he wants. But when you hear someone say, I've already fought everyone. Now I can do whatever I want. And then you look at the last 2 years of opponents. The Mexican people take a look at that. Some of the ones that I hear from. And they say, like, this guy is just dialing it in. He's just fighting for the money. He gives off the impression now by the way he acts, the way he approaches these fights, the things he says, the level of opposition, that he's not fighting for his fans anymore. He's fighting for the money alone.
I mean,
maybe without anything else.
Because this Crawford fight's a big fight.
Yes.
I mean, we can say that.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Was it the William Skull, that fight?
Yep.
I get that. 80 million for that nonsense, or at least
then he fought Berlanga, then he fought Munguia. Like, here's the thing: this is a fight that he never wanted to fight Crawford. But you know what he said? Yeah. He said, "If the money's right, I'll do it." He said that he is not going to put
down over Benavidez too. He said he's not going to fight Benavidez. Period.
Yeah. But the only reason why he's fighting Crawford is because he's getting probably like over $100 million to do it. Like, the money is just so like. He said he's not going to get any credit. I'm fighting a guy coming up. Like, to him, this is a fight that he shouldn't even have to fight. But the only reason why he's taking it is because the money is just so great. It's just to me, it's like a money grab for him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being harsh, but that's just how I interpret it.
And I saw HLD in the chat. Yeah, I mean, listen, I know Mexican people support Canelo. But I don't know that he's really as beloved as some of the others out there.
No,
you know what I mean?
He gets pushback, from a lot of the fans.
I mean, he's definitely not as beloved as Chavez was.
No, he's not Chavez. He's not Morales. He's not
Ricardo Lopez. He's not Sanchez, No,
none of them.
And that's okay. But I think it was a lot like De La Hoya was to us. Like, a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of the Mexicans didn't like him.
Well, because
of his style.
Because he's
a pretty boy, and he's
Mexican. He's like considered Mexican American, not a real Mexican.
Yeah, right. And that's a huge division line too.
Yeah,
So, yeah, and boxing is right. Canelo does have a lot of Mexican hate. He does. Love you, B, but your voice is never as loud as others on the podcast. You're getting ambient reflections in the room. You may want to try a different mic. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You sound fine to me. Is your mic set up fine, right?
Oh, actually, you know what? He's right. I have the. Sometimes he's right. Thank you for telling me that. Let me fix that.
Thank you, Noel.
Sometimes when I come on here, it defaults to the webcam mic. Let me. Yeah. So now, I probably sound 1,000 times better now.
You sound good.
He's right.
You sound great. Perfect.
Yeah, because he's right. Thank you for putting that out to me, because it was actually sometimes when I come on here and I don't check.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it'll default to the webcam mic. Now I have the actual roadcaster mic now, so I probably sound a lot better now.
You do. You sound great, man.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Eric, he's no Beeb. Beeb is beloved. I'm okay with that.
Listen, Eric is the blood and guts of this show.
He's beloved by Big Texas. So, hey.
If it wasn't for Eric, I wouldn't be here, man. Robbie told Eric, that guy, Joe Habeeb, don't ever go near him. And I had an interview with Eric, and I got hired. The board of directors here at Ringside Reporter would not sign off on me coming here unless I met with Eric. They had to know that there was like a chemistry.
I think we're going to hire Noel as our new producer here.
Yeah, he's right. I apologize, Noel. Thank you for pointing it out, because sometimes when I come on here, it defaults to the webcam mic, and I have to actually make sure that the roadcaster mic is set, because if I don't do that, it'll default to that other mic. It's crazy how StreamYard works sometimes.
There it is. Noel, our new producer.
Yeah, thank you.
Take some something off my plate there. He's a new producer now. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So UFC Fight Pass. Now, I didn't catch this one. It was Sergey Borachuk versus Mikhail Fox.
Very uneventful. This is like a very one-sided 9-3 type fight. It was like a stay busy fight for Borachuk.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was like a 7 rounds to 3, 97-93 twice, and 98-92 for Borachuk. Yeah, I mean nothing out of the ordinary here.
Very uneventful.
It was, but you know what? It's good to see him staying busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he needs to keep busy.
Contender. I think he's the mandatory, if I'm not mistaken. I thought he was.
I'm not sure, but he's definitely in the mix. He's definitely in the mix. And I thought he beat Virgil Ortiz. I mean, a lot of people think Virgil Ortiz, but that was a close fight with him and Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah,
when you really look at this junior middleweight division, it's probably the most like competitive division. You got a lot of great fighters in there. Like, this is a red hot division. Really is.
Yeah.
You got Virgil Ortiz, you got Madrimov, you got Borachuk, you got Tim Tszyu, you got Fundora. You know, you may have Terence Crawford, or you may not have Terence Crawford, depending upon what he does after the Canelo fight. So, you know, and then you got guys, you got Boots Ennis probably going to come up very shortly. So this is a really stacked division. And all these guys, when they fight each other, they're very intriguing matchups. And shout out to Virgil Ortiz, man. He beat Borachuk and Madrimov like back to back. Those are two great wins.
That was a solid win over Madrimov too.
Yeah,
that was a very solid win.
I thought that was a razor close fight too, but hey, he bit down on the mouthpiece, and he dug it out in the end, man.
And I had him win I think by a couple rounds. So I thought
you had him winning. I actually had the fight a draw, but a lot of people had him winning. You know, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Nando says Boots scared of Teofimo. I want to see that fight. Let's make that happen, man.
Yeah, that looks like that could be next.
That's gonna be great, man. Teofimo, I don't know what it is. He always comes up big in big fights.
He does. He does rise to the occasion.
Yeah, always.
Rise to the occasion.
All right, let's go to the upcoming fights here. Let's see here. May 23rd in England on DAZN, Maxie Hughes versus Archie Sharp. 10 rounds lightweights. Terry Harper on that undercard versus Natalie Zimmerman. 10 rounds for Harper's WBO women's lightweight title. Let's see here. On the 24th in Japan, Angela Leo versus Tomoki Kameda for Leo's IBF featherweight title. No TV on that one. I don't know if it's going to be on ESPN, or a lot of times they tend to show the fights from Japan.
Yeah, usually ESPN Plus will have those ones. We'll have to defer to Robbie on that one.
Yeah, Robbie will probably know.
The schedule Nazi.
In DAZN on May 24th from Scotland, Josh Taylor returns against Ikao Isuman, 12 rounds welterweights, and Moses Ayatuma versus Mike Balagun, 10 rounds heavyweights. And that would be it for this weekend's action. Babe, what do you expect from Josh Taylor in Scotland on DAZN?
I think it's going to be his first fight at 147. So I'm really curious. To answer your question,
very curious.
To answer your question honestly, what do I expect? I'm not sure. He hasn't looked great at 140, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt at 147. Maybe he'll be sharper. Maybe the weight cut, because he looks so dry, and it looks like it was killing him to make 140. And I hate seeing guys really stay down in a division too long. So we'll see. I mean,
Ryan Hong says Josh Taylor is losing to this tune-up.
I love this. Ryan Hong is awesome. He's like me. He loves the dogs. He loves the underdogs. He loves the value plays. I love him. Look at him, plus 250. Let's go. I fucking love him. We always talk on like Instagram, him and I, like we talk about fights. He's a great guy, Ryan.
Aaron Daly also said he can't see him getting past Assuming.
Really? Okay.
Wow.
All right. Thanks, guys. Maybe I'll put a little tip on him.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Yeah. And you still got the call into your brother. We got to find out who's winning the NBA now.
We're gonna find out who's for the NBA Finals.
All right. Let's bring Robert on here.
Bring in that weasel.
Stop it. 530. Robert, you're live.
I'm not a weasel. Cut that out, Joe. Hello.
Whoa! Come in here all spicy, please.
Robert, the Boston Celtics choked again in the playoffs. Big time. Bigly. All right? The Cleveland Cavs, now listen up. Are you going to listen or are you just going to filibuster here?
Yeah.
Now, the Cleveland Cavs, the referees were horrible in that series. I don't know if you saw it or not. Referees completely cost them the series. But now the Boston Celtics choked their way out of the playoffs. Boston, if I'm not mistaken, is
Boston,
who you chose to win the entire thing. So now that your
That's
pick
correct.
is up in flames.
Yeah, because he jinxed us. Anytime he's like Manny Mooch. He's like Manny the Mooch. Because he picked the
He's the bad luck guy.
He jinxed him. It's his fault, Tatum. It's his fault Tatum blew out the Achilles tendon. It's his
honestly,
fault.
Boston is their best player. It doesn't help matters any guys. I mean, a terrible way for that to end. Actually, hopefully he'll be able to recover and come back and be the normal player
Who cares?
That he was.
All right, listen. Who cares? Who's your pick now?
He doesn't fight.
I'll have to think about that.
He's got to think about it. What do you mean you got to think about it? How long? When I brought Antonio in here, how long did he take to get that pick? 2 seconds. He said OKC. OKC's winning it all. That's what he said.
Well,
No hesitation.
Hey,
no nothing.
Robbie's gonna go home. Robbie's gonna get off the phone. He's gonna call 20 people. He's gonna try to do some research. He's gonna try to come up with something.
Minnesota would be my dark horse. Minnesota would be my. I think Indiana's going to the finals though. I think Indiana's beating New York. Yeah, I think Indiana's.
Oh yeah. They'll beat New York.
Indiana's beating New York.
I think Indiana will beat New York.
Yeah, I do too. They were in the finals. They were in the semis last year.
I think so.
That's correct.
And I'll tell you what, a lot of people argue they should have won that. They should have won that series over Boston. So the refs were not very fair. Boxing, thank you so much. Bobby. I call him Bobby. Robbie, what platform should women sign into? I don't know what kind of question that is, but that's the question you got from boxing.
I have no idea what he means either. So.
Yeah,
He wants to know how many OnlyFans memberships do you have? How many subscriptions?
Oh,
I don't have any, thank you.
Oh, please.
Did you get Ebony Bridges OnlyFans, Robert?
Did you sign up for Ebony Bridges OnlyFans?
No, I don't have any of that.
Yeah, come on, Robbie.
She's pregnant now, or she already had a baby or something like that, right?
She's had a baby with like Cal Brook or something.
Did she drop her prices on the OnlyFans?
I have no idea.
I'm just asking questions. I don't know. I'm just asking questions.
Ask Robbie. Robbie knows.
Yeah, Robert, what happened?
How much is Ebony Bridges charging?
I don't know. By the way, Eric, the Japan fight will be on ESPN Plus. They normally carry all of those.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Are you sure, Robbie, or are you just guessing?
No, well, I'm guessing, but normally I'm right.
So you don't even know.
So you don't even know.
You just
and you're
posted
putting
out there
this
like
information out to our listeners, and you said it with conviction. You said it with conviction. How can anyone ever trust you again? And you told me not to call you a weasel. That's something a weasel would do.
Well, trust me, if you turn it on.
I hate to agree.
That's something a weasel. That was a weasely move.
Because he just came out like it was so like fact. He was like, oh, by the way, come on, what's the matter with you, Robert? Did you see the Fischer Allen fight?
Oh, yeah, yes, I did. I enjoyed that fight very much.
Very good fight. Very good fight.
Yes, it was.
Where do you think Fischer goes from here?
I don't know. I don't know because I don't know where either one of them goes from here because David Allen said in the interview, he said, well, I've got to see who I can fight because, he really is not sure what level he's at. And he also said in the interview that him and Johnny are good friends and he don't think Johnny can handle the bigger heavyweight. So I don't know. I don't know what either one of them are going to do, to be honest with you. But hell, they've had two very good fights, and I've enjoyed both of them.
There you go. There you go. So Lance Meyer just said there's tiers for the content on OnlyFans. So there you go.
What tier do you usually get, Robbie?
None.
Okay. Regular price. The regular price for Ebony, I'm looking at it right now. The regular price is $29.99 a month. Wow. Let me tell you, for $29.99 a month, which is the same as Brazzers, by the way.
You get a bucket of KFC. You can get a bucket of KFC chicken for that.
I know. How expensive is that?
That's right.
Remember when it used to be like $10 or whatever?
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So $29.99 is what Brazzers charges. So my guess would be that if you're going to pay $29.99, I'm just saying, what you're going to get is what you think you're going to get. Robert, would you agree with that?
No, I'm staying out of this conversation.
You wouldn't agree with that?
No.
Robert, you have fans out there. Champ Life Boxing says Robbie is my favorite part of the show, to be honest. There you go.
Well, thank you, guys. I do my best.
All right, it was just one guy.
So stop gloating now.
Yeah,
you have one fan. You have one fan. Don't act like you're rocking the boat. Don't act like you're killing it here all of a sudden.
Which is actually one more fan than I have. But it's okay.
Yeah. Getting back to boxing here, guys. Canelo has freely admitted the only reason why he's taking the Crawford fight is because Turkey wants it and the money he's paying him. That's it.
Well, that's a shock. Yeah. I, for one, am shocked that he's taking that fight for money. All right. We're going to go to the news and rumors here. Canelo Crawford, this whole fight, this whole thing has turned into a complete mess, Beeb. And you said, because I put it in the title for the show, or the caption for the show, you don't think this fight will come off.
Oh, it'll happen. Stop it.
That's what you said.
It'll happen. There's too much money on the line. Cut it out.
But you said you didn't think it was going to happen.
They've already reserved Allegiant Stadium for that date.
Yeah, well, as
you're not doing
Robert, this is why you're here to listen to the news.
This is why we got to get. This is why you got demoted here, not because you just keep putting out false information. It's not going to be at Allegiant Stadium now.
Okay, that was rude. All right, first of all, that was just uncalled for. Beeb.
I speak facts, sir. That's what I have to do. Sometimes I give people tough love. I mean, it made me the man I am today by getting tough love. So I want to help other people out as well.
Do the same thing to Robert then. Okay, that's perfect. All right. Canelo Crawford turns into a giant mess here. So this is from ESPN. This is beautiful here. So the date has changed from September 12th to the 13th. The fight was actually slated for Friday, now Saturday, which is when most fights happen anyway. Allegiant Stadium was announced as the venue. That's also most likely to change. The Friday date, September 12th, was originally announced so as not to compete with the Saturday slate of college football games. Rescheduling to Saturday also puts Alvarez and Crawford up against UFC 320, branded as UFC Noche, or Noche UFC, tentatively scheduled to take place in Mexico in celebration of Mexican Independence Day. This is what they did. That UFC Noche is what they did last year. They had it at the Spear, and which was I don't think it was a great venue to have a fight at, but whatever.
No.
But it was pretty cool for like the first 10 minutes. Once you got over the graphics, it was just okay.
Yeah.
I would have been mad if I paid a ticket, though, I'll be honest. The Riyadh season event could land in 5 potential locations across New York City, Los Angeles, or Las Vegas. Ring Magazine posted this on X. University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV, is scheduled to host Idaho State at Allegiant Stadium on September 13th. Allegiant Stadium is gone. In addition to the date and the venue change, the fight will now be available on pay-per-view rather than streaming on an alternative broadcast option.
They were talking about Netflix before, but now they're going to put it on pay-per-view.
Yeah, now they got to put it on pay-per-view.
So everything
just
changed.
Is just a complete mess. They should have left the fight on Friday. There's no reason they changed.
Yeah,
they should have changed the fight for Friday. I have no idea why.
I guess when people because people have to take a day off from work, they have. Well, you know what? That doesn't make sense either, because when if you're traveling,
it's going to be a night fight.
If you're traveling, you're going to take days off anyways. If you're covering the fight, or if you're going to make a weekend or an event of it, you're going to take days off, even if it's on a Saturday. You're still going to take like a Thursday and Friday off. So
Nando L says, mess quote question mark. It's a bit strong. He also said, I got my Vegas reservations. I'm patient. Maybe you didn't listen to the last part of that, because it could go to New York or Los Angeles as well.
Go to Las Vegas.
This could be on the other end, son. Yeah, you go to Las Vegas. It could be clear on the other side.
Go ahead and book your ticket to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and put the fight in New York. Then what are you going to do?
And let me tell you what, that Vegas, what is it? Las Vegas is 4 hours to LA.
Yeah.
You know, quotation, just like Philadelphia is 2 hours away from New York. You're not driving 2 hours. You're going to drive 3 or 4 hours to New York.
I'll be honest with you. I think this fight will probably end up in T-Mobile Arena.
I would think so. Dana White has already been on record saying that he hates putting fights in stadiums. He would much rather do arenas than stadiums. And I think it's, honestly, it'll be in T-Mobile, but I don't understand. So where is UFC 320 going to be?
Yeah. Nando said, yeah, but I can still cancel for free. Not if you book hotel rooms. If you're going there to get and you book your hotel room.
Okay, so that's going to be in Guadalajara. UFC 320 is going to be in Guadalajara.
Yeah.
So they're not going to compete in the same city anyway. No. But you're going to compete on pay-per-view, because that's a pay-per-view show.
That's a mess.
No.
Why would you put those two events on the same day?
It doesn't make any sense.
No, they should have left it on Friday.
Should have left it on Friday. I would have loved to have seen a fight at Allegiant Stadium. I thought it would have been
awesome.
No, with that brand new stadium the Raiders have, I mean, that would have been perfect. You'd have 65,000 full seats. I mean, the atmosphere would have been fantastic. Now it sounds like they've messed it all up, which is horrible.
All right. Boxing, thank you so much. He wants to know, he's got another question for Robbie. Robbie, what do you do to support women-owned businesses?
Look, this is a boxing podcast, guys.
Robert, first of all, people that watch boxing, they also like women. Boxers also like women.
Yes.
So of course we like women.
So again, don't try to diminish women here, okay? I'm tired of you diminishing women. Just because this is a boxing podcast doesn't mean you can't like, respect, and appreciate women, all right? Please.
Of course I do, but that's a non-boxing question.
No, it's not a non-boxing question, because boxers have daughters, they have wives, they have mothers. They're affiliated with women too.
They're people
just like the other week when I brought up religion. Oh, this is a boxing show. You don't think boxers go to church either? What do you think? These people are just like robots. They're monolithic. All they do is eat, sleep, and drink boxing. They don't have other outside interests, other outside things in their lives besides boxing. Come on, Robbie. Please.
Did you guys know?
Get with the program here, Robbie.
Let me jump in here. Did you guys know Nando L says that Allegiant sucks for boxing, no overhead scoreboard. The WWE had to bring in their own overhead system. I didn't know they didn't have an overhead scoreboard.
Thank you for telling me that, because I didn't know that.
Because I know Jerry World has their overhead. They got that huge screen over there. And Robert, did you know that?
He'll pretend.
No, I did not know that.
No, he didn't.
He'll say he does, but he doesn't.
What's the matter with you? Unbelievable. So, Beeb, obviously this fight's going to come off. But is it going to go head-to-head with UFC 320? I don't know.
Something tells me that they may end up rescheduling the UFC card. I believe.
There's no way they're rescheduling the UFC card.
You don't think so?
They're 2 hours behind us. So Guadalajara is 2 hours behind us. So they're basically Eastern time.
Oh, I see what they're trying to do. Here's the problem. So they think that people are going to watch both events because one's going to be after the other.
But that's 2 pay-per-views.
But it's 2 pay-per-views.
Nobody's doing that. That's what almost $200.
That's a problem.
That's $200.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's
huge.
Eric. That's why last week I brought up about the Manny Pacquiao Mario Barrios thing. They're having it on the same day as the Daniel Dubois Usyk fight, and both of those are going to be pay-per-view.
That's crazy.
Boxing people aren't going to do that either.
Yeah, that SoFi Stadium is nice.
This is where boxing gets it wrong. I would agree. It's not only that they put on too many pay-per-views, but now they put them too close together. Some of them on the same day, or some of them back to back.
This doesn't even have anything to do. It's just TKO screwing up because they've got a guy who promotes UFC and they've got a guy they're promoting boxing at the same time. Robert, let me put you back in the queue for right now. We'll bring you back on. Let me get Jerry at 410. 410, you're live.
What's up, Casual?
What's happening?
Jerry, what's up, man?
I don't even know where to start with. Let me just get straight into it, man. Skull ran. He ran. And I don't know how many fights boxing fans got to watch where a top guy, an athletic guy, decides he wants to run and the fight becomes a stinker. I don't care if it's Boots Ennis, Canelo Alvarez, or whoever it may be. When these top guys want to run and survive, more times than not, they can do so. Does Canelo deserve some criticism for not taking any chances to get at him? Yeah, he probably does, because all that money that he got and the fact that he's still a pound-for-pound fighter on many people's lists, you do expect more from him, even though he's a 65-fight veteran. Never mind these young guns in the card the night before underperformed just as much, and they're the young guns, right? These are the guys that should be hungry to get out there and do what needs to be done, and they weren't. And Canelo, he won the fight. The guy ran. He ran all night. It's not that Canelo doesn't know how to cut off the ring. He cut off the ring on him all night. But people don't seem to understand. Cutting off the ring is not some magical elixir where you do it and it's done and that's just all there is to it. No. When Canelo would cut him off to his right, he would move to his left. And when he would go and use his footwork to move him, cut him off at the left, he would move to the right, or he would move in for a clinch. He stumped the place out. And also the knee-jerk reactions. After Bud Crawford fought Madrimov, that was, let's face it, Bud fought a little cautiously there. He beat Madrimov, in my opinion, but he boxed cautiously, and it was more competitive. He knew the Canelo fight was in the offing, in the horizon, just like Canelo knew that this Crawford fight is big and it's his next fight. And I'm not making excuses for Canelo Alvarez. He's a 65-fight veteran. If he's slowing down at this point, that should be expected. But he's still a very valid fighter. And lastly, when people, the so-called boxing fans, they want to say styles make fights, styles make fights. Well, this style of Skull made this fight a stinker. And that does not mean that Crawford and Canelo is going to be a big disappointment. Now, will it live up to the hype? Likely not, because there's months of anticipation. Fan base is going back and forth. These fights rarely live up to the hype. However, don't come off of that Canelo fight right there and think that anything different than what you thought about Crawford coming off of the Madrimov fight, because in the wake of that, people were saying Canelo's going to crush him. It's a mismatch. It's a physical mismatch. Now, because of this one fight, guy runs, you're hearing a different paradigm. I wouldn't get caught up in it. Lastly, credit to Inoue. Inoue is a hell of a fighter. I haven't paid much attention to him, but he's a hell of a fighter. He got smashed good with that. A lesser fighter might not have got up from that punch that he got floored. But he was winning the fight up until then, and after he got floored, he went right back to work. That's just what you want to see from a great fighter, is to see them get knocked down and tested and see how they respond. And he responded perfectly, and his opponent's a good fighter. I'd like to see him again, too.
There you go. There you go. Good stuff, Jerry. Good stuff. All right. We're going to get rolling, man. Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me get him back here. Hold on. Jerry, I cut you off. Go ahead. Oh, he got cut off. All right. Let's see here. All right. Yep. All right. So, Beeb, let me tell you this now. Let's go to our next story here. Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao. We told you last week that Pacquiao, I know, right, is 46, and he's going to fight Mario Barrios. After getting beat up by that guy, that Ryzen guy or whatever, that little kickboxer or whatever. Yeah. I thought he got smashed in that fight. I really did.
That was a bad look.
If we were scoring that fight, he lost that fight, right?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. He lost that fight, man.
I would have to say so, yeah. Unfortunately.
Mauricio Suleiman, in his infinite wisdom, has ranked Pacquiao number 5.
Jesus Christ.
Despite the fact that he hasn't had a fight since, 2019? And he's 46 years old. How do you put him at number 5?
Coming off a loss.
You don't even put him at the top 15.
Coming off a loss, too.
Didn't he rank Jake Paul also?
Yeah.
In the top 20 or top 30 or
top
whatever
30
it was.
or something like that, yeah.
That.
That was insane.
Dude, come on, man.
Oh, so crazy.
Really?
And then he goes back and says, oh, maybe I should have just approved the fight without ranking him. Like he had second thoughts about it because of all the pushback. I mean, this guy was
going to get. What did he think? He was not going to get pushback on this?
Yeah, he's like, this guy's really turned into a joke, man. He really has.
Yeah, he really is. I don't care who the fighters are that he came before. You know what I mean? Like, it's just to rank him 5, to be inactive all that time makes no sense.
Yeah.
He must need money, right? That's the only thing.
That's what people are saying, man. I hope they're wrong, but a lot of people are saying he probably needs the money.
He gives all his money away.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of hanger-ons and a big entourage everywhere he goes. There's a huge entourage with him now, or was with him and stuff. And it's just, come on, man.
Yeah, it's insane, bro.
Yeah, I don't get it. Let me bring Robbie out. Let me bring Robbie back on here. Robert, you're back on.
What's up, Bobby?
Yes, I'm.
What do you think? What do you make of Mauricio Suleiman ranking him number 5?
I think the whole thing is a joke. By the way, the last time Pacquiao was in the ring was August of 2021 when he lost to Ugas.
That's right. Okay, Ugas.
And I think the whole thing is a joke. Number 1, he's 46. Number 2, that he's ranked. Number 3, the PBC is making this a pay-per-view the same day that the heavyweight championship is going to be contested and also going to be a pay-per-view. Like I said, boxing fans are going to choose the better of the 2 fights, and only the Pacquiao loyalists are going to pay for that.
Yeah. HLD says he lost most of his fortune during the presidential campaign, his presidential run, Manny Pacquiao. I don't know that to be true, but it does not shock me if it were true. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But I know he had a big sum of money, but it drains.
Well, let's look at it this way. The 2 richest guys in boxing reportedly have both not taken very good care of their money. And we're talking about Pacquiao and Mayweather. Look at all the trouble Floyd has gotten into because he refuses to pay all kinds of things. And you got Pacquiao either giving money away or losing it on a political campaign,
It's true, Robbie.
I mean, he made a huge run at the presidential race, and
That's why y'all lucky you have me around, Robbie. I help you out managing the funds.
That's right. You ought to thank Beeb for that. That's not an easy thing to do.
I help you out with adding up all these costs for you, didn't I?
Yeah, that was good. Yes. But no, I honestly think that boxing is really making desperate mistakes here, and maybe it's time for the WBC to have somebody else run their organization, or maybe all these organizations.
That's not going to happen. That guy's juiced in, man. That guy's juiced in. He's not going anywhere.
That's Suleiman's son. He ain't going nowhere.
He's not going anywhere.
No, I know that.
Yeah. Tyson Fury has been teasing a return, Beeb. This is your boy.
Right.
You're responsible for him.
Yeah.
He's been teasing a return. His only return fight is going to be against Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. And that's
I don't know what his status is either.
That's another guy strictly for the money. And to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you. If it happens, okay, I'll watch it. I don't care if it happens or not. If it doesn't, it's not something that I'm banging down the door for or I'm clamoring for. It doesn't. The fight doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't do a thing for me.
Doesn't do a thing for me now.
No.
It really doesn't.
The people that really care about it are the people in the UK. Nobody else
and I respect
really cares about it.
I respect their opinion, but for me, the guy was clinically obese in his last fight. Came in there, didn't care.
Why are you fat shaming him?
I am trying to save lives.
No,
I'm saving lives.
You know what
the number one killer in America is? Diabetes and heart disease. We have to do something about it. I'm trying to make a stand. I'm trying to be a voice for the voiceless. I'm helping out this country.
Did you say a voice for the voiceless?
Absolutely. I'm trying to save people's lives.
All right.
I'm trying to save people's lives here. Why, does he say that too?
God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
don't watch CM Punk. Who is this CM Punk guy?
Who knows?
Guy hasn't been relevant since he lost 2 fights in a row in the MMA. Get him out of here.
MMA? Totaling what is he? What was he? It was like less than 2 minutes, I think, and he got choked out by Mickey Gall's first fight. Remember that? Yeah. He's in jiu-jitsu, he's like a brown belt or something like that. He's probably a black belt by now, but yeah, he's like really good.
Are you a brown belt in jiu-jitsu yourself?
No.
What belt do you in jiu-jitsu?
I'm the hardest belt to get, buddy. That's a white belt. How about that?
I thought you said like you were like a purple belt or something.
No, I was never a purple belt. No way, man. Those guys, I tell you what, and you know, when you see guys in the gym that are purple belts, they're so good. They are
funny because purple belts are good.
They're a belt above blue belt, and blue belts are like really good. Yeah. And then you got purple belts, and they're just amazing.
What is do they have a black belt in jiu-jitsu? They have like a brown and a black?
Yeah, so it goes white belt. From white belt, you get promoted to blue belt. And those guys are just
there's no yellow belt like karate.
No, from blue belt, you go to purple belt, and then from purple belt, you go to brown. From brown, you go to black. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Robbie. We're talking about jiu-jitsu. I know this is a boxing show, and we have to be so rigid, and we can't ever stray off the path.
No, it's fine, guys. Before you came on the
air, thanks for letting us talk about that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, Beeb, back to Tyson Fury here. Is there any? I mean, is this fight gonna happen? And does anybody care?
I think it is.
You usually have your heartbeat on the English people. Yeah. You have a flat over there and everything like that. Is this fight something they want to see?
Yes, Robbie's right. They want to see it. They want to see it.
Yeah. No, all the UK wants to see it. I do believe it will happen. I don't know when, but I do believe it will happen.
Yeah.
And the scary part about it is you will easily get 100,000 people in Wembley Stadium for that fight.
Is that a stadium fight? That's a stadium
100%, Eric. I think so. I think so. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is seriously amazing.
I tell you, man, Robbie knows this too, man. Like they're a different breed of fans over there in the UK.
Oh, for sure.
You know it as well too.
The UK has to be the number one boxing fan base in the world.
I would agree. Yeah, absolutely. My friend was watching Ben Eubank, and he's kind of like a casual, but he got into this Ben Eubank. This Ben Eubank thing actually was promoted very well on TikTok and a lot of social media.
It's a good fight.
The whole egg thing. And my friend watched that fight. You know what he said to me? He goes, "Hey man, you got a passport?" goes, we got to go out there one day and see a fight. Like he was that impressed.
I would love
with
to.
that
I would
event.
love to see a big fight over there.
Like people watch these events, like from the United States, watch these events in the UK in these stadiums, and they're just
amazing,
utterly impressed. Like it's just beautiful.
I've always wanted to see a fight in England, and I've always wanted to see a soccer game in England.
Yeah.
And I always because the soccer is apparently, they go crazy over there.
But between boxing and the Premier League, Eric, I mean, those are their two biggest things over there.
Do you watch soccer, Robert, or no?
No, I don't watch it, but I know how big it is over there. It's massive. The Premier League alone is massive, and they have all kinds of other leagues that they promote over there. Soccer is huge over there.
Omar Rodriguez says, I think Mexico still holds that number one spot, talking about the fandom.
I mean, they're up there.
Mexico's very big too. I got to give it to England though. They sell out stadiums over there. I don't see them doing that in Mexico.
Yeah, no disrespect to Mexico.
Right, they're huge fans.
They're huge fans, but they just don't put on the same big events as the UK does. You know what I mean?
So far, Beeb, this year,
yes,
the fight of the year has come from the UK.
Correct.
The knockout of the year has come from the UK, because I believe that Fischer Allen fight, that knockout, has got to be knockout of the year, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And Tony
Ben Whitaker.
Right, it is football.
The Ben Whitaker fight was also a really, really good knockout too.
Yeah, that was a good knockout too.
Yeah.
But like I said, the Ben Eubank fight I thought was fight of the year so far. That was a great fight.
And the scary part about it is they're talking about doing it again, like in the fall.
Yeah, I don't want to see the fight again, though. I don't want to see the fight again.
Well, again, Eric, we don't want to see it over here in America. The UK people are eating it up. They definitely want to see it again, and that'll be another Wembley Stadium kind of fight where 100,000 tickets are sold.
Yeah, those two hated each other. I really believe that. Why are those two why are there so animosity, especially now, like with the two families? Like, are the two fathers like on speaking terms? Like, I don't know.
Oh, they are. Two fathers. Yeah, the two fathers are on speaking terms now. They met in the ring. They hugged and stuff. Yeah, they're all set now.
But like, okay, so you remember when like Ali and Joe Frazier, they never buried that. Like, I think Ali was okay with it, but Joe Frazier was never okay with Ali. Even when they were older, they were never okay.
Ali apologized to him, but Joe Frazier did say that, like he held on to it.
Yeah,
you know, Joe Frazier's. I think his son mentioned it as well, that his dad really hurt him.
Yeah, but like, I wonder if Eubank and Ben are like that as well.
No, they actually hugged in the ring. They buried the hatchet. They really.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that because I know those guys were like bitter rivals for a long time. Those guys were bitter rivals for a long time.
I thought it was beautiful when Chris Eubank Sr. went up to Conor Benn after the fight, and Conor Benn like grabbed him by the shoulders and kind of he gave him a little hug and said, "I'm glad that you were here today. I'm glad you came." I thought that was just. I gotta be honest with you. That was a beautiful event. That was a beautiful event.
When he showed up, when I saw Chris Sr. and walking with Dewey, he wasn't he was walking with. That was great. That
was awesome.
That
was great. I love the ring walk too from Junior.
Yeah.
That was emotional, man.
Yeah,
that was emotional. Like that did tug at my heartstrings a little bit.
And those two, they fought a great fight.
Oh,
it was such a good fight, man.
Beautiful fight.
Yeah. Tony says that Nigel and Chris Sr. are firm friends. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, they're good now.
So glad to hear that. Yeah, for sure.
They're all good now.
Love it. And last piece of news here. This is beautiful. Savannah Marshall and Holly Holm signed with MVP. Holly Holm is like 90 years old.
Yeah, she's old.
She's 43, Eric.
She's Robbie. I 43. Mean,
this is why we put you on hold.
He's being facetious, Robbie.
What's the matter with you?
Can you for once read the room?
No.
For once.
No, we can't.
For once, can you read the room? And this is why I'm not going to say it again. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm going to shut my mouth. I get phone calls every Monday morning. What's going on with this kid? What's the problem? I don't know.
Every Monday morning we're getting phone calls.
And say, guys, please leave.
We got to sit there.
Give him another second. Give him another chance. He'll get better next week.
We're trying.
What can I do? He's lucky I love him. If I didn't love him, I couldn't vouch for him like this.
Right. He's like our brother at this point. He's like our little brother at this point.
I take care of the guy. I have a lot of respect for him, even though
he's like Fredo Corleone at this point.
He is.
Or would I be Fredo? I don't know. Who's Michael? Who's Michael Corleone? Would that be me or would that be you? I think I'm more Michael than you.
I think you're more Michael. I'm Sonny.
I think I'm more Michael. You're definitely more Sonny. Okay.
I'm more Sonny.
All right, we got it. I'm Michael. You're Sonny. Robbie's Fredo. Robbie, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
All right.
There you go.
What time you read the room?
You're definitely Sonny Corleone. That's a good one. You're definitely Sonny Corleone.
They tell me at the office all the time too. Like when I talk, you're so fucking loud. Shut up. The boss is gonna. Because we talk sometimes, and we don't want the boss to hear what we're talking about.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. You're too loud.
The breeder says Beeb receives phone calls from HR every Monday morning.
Every Monday morning.
Every one. All right. The MVP is signing all these women. Does it matter? Is it going to get you to watch women's boxing again?
Here's the thing.
Me neither, right? I'm not going to watch it anymore either.
I'm going to just say this. This is my opinion. When Katie Taylor retires, I think women's boxing is going to be in trouble.
What about Clarissa Shields? She's fighting at heavyweight, and nobody's at heavyweight.
No one cares.
I understand that she went up to heavyweight. I get it. Nobody cares.
That's right. Amanda Serrano is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Who's going to be that next person? I don't know. Who's going to fill the void when Katie Taylor leaves?
But a bigger question, something to think about here. Okay, so we had Sugar Ray Leonard. Oscar De La Hoya took it from Sugar Ray Leonard, correct? He was the next big guy.
Yeah, like at Walter, like in the Walter.
When we talk about this, we talk about like Madison Avenue. We talk about all the sponsorships, everything like that.
Yeah.
And after Sugar Ray Leonard came Oscar De La Hoya. He was that guy. There hasn't been another one since.
No.
You think about it. There has not been another one since. And I know people are going to die and say, "Oh, Floyd Mayweather." Floyd Mayweather was not as popular as De La Hoya or Sugar Ray Leonard. He
made a lot of money.
But
he was popular through infamy. People just wanted to see him lose.
But he didn't get a bunch of sponsors. He wasn't like De La Hoya. He wasn't like Sugar Ray.
Canelo is kind of that in that mold right now.
He may be that guy in Mexico, but he's not that guy here. He's not that guy worldwide.
He fights here, so people try to claim him, but he's Mexican. We can't fully claim him.
He's Mexican.
No. A lot of people want to claim him over here, but we can't.
I agree.
We don't fuck around in Mexico.
That's right. Let them know.
Guys, hit the motherfucking like button. There's a lot of people in here, and there's, what is it, like 15, 20 likes? Let's go.
Where's that button?
Hey, everybody in the chat, hit the motherfucking like button.
That's right. Yeah, if you guys like what we're doing, man, like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. I know you guys don't think it's much, but it does. It helps us out. Every little bit helps out, man. Tell a friend, have a friend listen. It helps us go in the rankings and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely like and subscribe to our channel. Not asking you to work in a coal mine. I'm not out here with a tin cup. All I'm asking you to do is hit a button. That's it. We're here for an hour every Sunday. Beeb did a show early. He did 2 shows earlier. And then he's doing one now.
Support the algorithm.
Right. That's it. Beeb, tell them about your show.
Oh,
Sundays at 10. Go ahead.
10 o'clock every Sunday, The Populist Perception. Make sure you check us out there. Make sure you subscribe. That's right. Been really good discussions lately.
There you go. All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habeeb on X at jhabeeb1. Find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporter.com, and you can find me on X at ringside73. Guys, we will see you next week.